Oh my goodness.
Guys, we are having a vicious fight right now with everyone on our Twitch. Well, it's more so me and Matt Palmer are fighting with each other, and everyone else is also fighting with Matt Palmer.
Not everyone. There's one person on my side, and we were just having a nice conversation on Twitch. Someone kindly brought up what are our favorite Girl Scout cookies, and opinions were brought up. We'll talk about it later, but all I will say is if you think shortbread cookies are bad, it's because you don't have sophisticated palates. That's all I'm going to say.
It's not that they're bad. It's just that they're useless.
They're not useless.
In my life. And also, have you ever heard of the word trefoil?
It's a trefoil. That is what the shortbread Girl Scout cookie is called. Trefoils.
Stay tuned.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Two Gay Mats. It's Matt Palmer.
It's Matt Steele.
And we're here. And guys, it's been quite a week. It's been quite a day, but we're here together. We almost didn't make it.
We almost didn't make it. Well, you almost didn't make it. I was here on time.
Yes, and today was the first day that we were really trying to stick to our Twitch streaming schedule of doing 6:30 p.m. PST. And Matt Steele beat me back to my house. I was coming from a friend's house. I was at Jeff and Jean's playing with their baby Owen, and we just got back at 6:15. And did the Twitch go up right at 6:30 just by the skin of our teeth? Absolutely.
It was 6:31.
Hey.
I did see the clock. It was
my gosh.
It hit the one right when, we went live. But, I'm not going to fault you for that because you were the one hooking everything up. And I was just sitting here just being like, want me to help?
I know. Jackson very kindly was like, what can we do? And then Matthew was like, oh, yeah. What can I do? And a very vague wanting to help.
Let me turn on the light. So the reason why I look really good right now is because I turned that light on.
That's good. But we're happy to be back. We're happy to be back to the podcast. This has been quite a week in Matt Steele.
Yes.
How was your week?
Has it been quite a week? I don't know. I'm trying to think back on what I did this week, and it wasn't much. On Monday, I went to West Hollywood.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, because my friend Fernanda was in town, as we talked about last week, and I just sat and I met my friend's new boyfriend, but he gets really angry when I call him a boyfriend. But they've been dating for several months.
Wait, why would they? Because have they not had the conversation?
I don't think they've had that conversation of being official or not and everything. And I'm all about a marathon talking moments where you date for months before you make things official and everything. But it's very funny how I'm just oh, he's your boyfriend. And my friend's just he is not my boyfriend.
Hey, I've been there. I know the feeling. You do have to have the conversation. Everyone needs to be on the same page. So I respect that.
Yes, but his future, I'll call him his future boyfriend.
Okay.
His future boyfriend is also a chef. And so it's girl, you better hop on that and put a ring on that right now because he is making you some delicacies. I want to hear his opinions on shortbread.
Yes.
He did also have the opinion that soup should only be eaten when it's cold outside, and that is a wrong opinion.
I saw your tweet. I thought that was about someone you were on a date with.
Oh, no. No,
okay.
I was talking to the professional chef, and I was like, sir, I need to revoke whatever certification you have.
Well, you and soup have an odd relationship.
I eat soup multiple times every day.
This is what I'm saying. That's not normal.
But you know what? Look at how wonderful my life is.
Your life is wonderful because of the soup.
Everyone should be more like me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to think what else. I believe I just told you. Remember that production job that I had for Fitbit back in December? I'm starting that back up again. So I had to do a couple things this week to prepare for that.
A crew member, Matt Steele.
I know. Look at me. I'm wearing cargo shorts in no time.
Wow.
With a carabiner hooked on.
It's really going to be a look for you. Can't wait to see that.
And what else? I'm trying to think. You go. Talk about what you did and I'll think some more.
Okay, what did I do? Well, I am finally all the way better. And so this weekend on Friday, Jackson and I celebrated Valentine's Day a bit late. We went around some haunts around our area. There is a mezcaleria, which is mezcal is a smokier version of tequila for the Matt Steeles out there who don't drink. Okay. And so we went to that bar close by, and then we went to a place called the Raymond, which is in Pasadena, and they have good craft cocktails and had a great dessert, a great cake moment. And so we did that. And then this weekend, we also went to my friend Joe and Tim's house, and they made pho all day because it was so cold.
Oh, I love pho.
It was great. It was
pho would be great if it was hot as well.
Oh, okay.
Just letting you know.
I am not the chef that you need to be arguing this point with. And then today we went over to the west side to visit our friends Jeff and Jean and hung out with their kid Owen. We usually see them once a week, but usually while Owen's already asleep. So it was it was very social. It was nice because there's not been a new variant popped up yet. And so it was like we can almost pretend things are back to normal and we're not sick again. So
yes, I am not sick. I got a COVID test yesterday for my new the production job thing, and I am negative.
Congratulations.
At this very moment. I also got a haircut.
It looks great.
Thank you. Thank you, Masood.
Masood.
Yeah, can't think of anything. That's devastating. Like what have our lives become?
I mean, sometimes the weeks are not as exciting and drama filled as every other week, and that's okay.
I guess. I feel like maybe this podcast, if I think of something new I did during the week, I'll just pop in with something random. Because Lord knows there's no news either.
I mean, we're really getting people who've listened to the first time. They're like, if you have nothing to talk about, why am I listening? So listen, we'll have something to say.
We definitely will have something to say. It might not be something that is super consequential to your lives or to the world, but it's something. It'll be something. And we have to do this once a week because we got to give the people the tent.
Oh God, we have to do this once a week.
The rockin' tent.
So let's hop into News for Idiots, since that was such a great advertisement for this podcast in general. Matt Steele.
Yes.
Did you watch the SAG Awards?
I sure did.
How did you feel about them in general, and how did you feel about your king, Michael Keaton, coming in from the bathroom? I just heard all about this. I did not watch the video, so please explain to me what occurred.
He won because he's a king.
Won for what? Was he in a movie?
For Dope Sick.
Oh yes, my mom loves that show.
Oh good, obviously because Michael Keaton's amazing. Did she vote for him?
I don't think she's a SAG member.
She should be.
Okay, well we'll get her in a television show.
Mrs. Palmer, she's got the look.
I mean,
she's
that's
a star in the making.
That's true.
But yeah, Michael Keaton won, and I think it was it Selma Hayek who was announcing the award?
That sounds right.
Yeah, and she was just like, anyone? No. When she was standing there and you were like, oh, is Michael Keaton not there? I guess he's not there. And then all of a sudden you heard just like a clamor, and then you see Michael Keaton run from the back, and he just like rolled onto the stage. He did, I dropped my phone. He just did a back roll onto the stage, and it was just very cute. And then he gave a wonderful speech about his nephew who passed away, I believe, from drugs and everything, because the movie or the miniseries deals with that. And so it was wonderful, and he's a king and he deserves every accolade he gets. But no, it was a wonderful ceremony. It was exciting to see a big award ceremony again.
Right.
Happen.
When?
It's like, oh my God, this feels like normalcy. Like this is so much fun and wonderful and will make no impact on the world, but damn it, I'm happy I'm watching it. Like that's what award ceremonies are for, guys.
And I saw a picture of Lisa Kudrow and Mira Sorvino together.
Oh my God.
And a little Romy Michele reunion moment. That must have been exciting.
Wearing their blue and pink little suits.
Also, they look amazing.
They look amazing. And it's just like, it just reminded people, oh yes, we need like a sequel to this.
Honestly, if everything's being rebooted.
Oh my God. The millennials will tune in to whatever streaming platform that will pop up on. We had some very nice winners. Coda won Best Ensemble, which is very exciting. It's an ensemble of mostly deaf actors, so obviously it was really wonderful seeing that. Troy Kotsur, who's phenomenal in Coda, won Best Supporting Actor. Jessica Chastain gave a little surprise win for The Rise of Tammy Faye, and that was very exciting. And
do you think that ups her Oscar chances?
Yes, it does. But I don't think there is a front runner. Each person nominated has things that work for them and work against them. So I truly have no idea who is going to win Best Leading Actress at the Oscars this year, which makes it very exciting.
I mean, and they're coming up.
Yeah.
Everyone mark your calendar. It's like 3 weeks from now, right?
It's March 27th.
March 27th.
Yeah,
that's
so
crazy.
we will be here on the podcast after the Oscars happen. So tune in for that.
Also, one note about Mira Sorvino that I feel like doesn't get discussed enough. As a Mariah fan, we all should know that during filming of Wise Girls, Mariah showed up late very often, and there were rumors of a physical altercation between the two of them on set. Mira responded on Twitter one day and said, no hands were thrown. She did throw a salt shaker over my head.
At least it was over the head.
It was. No one, and they seemed to be on very friendly terms when they were promoting the movie. They were very complimentary of one another. But the idea that Mariah A was late every day, like duh. Yeah. Two, the fact that she threw a salt shaker at Mira Sorvino at any point is just really iconic.
And the fact that it was over her head, it means that Mariah must have had like a cute little like.
I mean,
like
but was
a flick of the wrist?
The question is, was she aiming for her head and went too high? Like, that's really the cue.
I mean, the thing is, if she was aiming at her head, that's bad.
Yes.
And she should not have done that,
right.
Obviously. But like, I like to think maybe she was aiming for just like over the head.
I want to scare her a little.
Yeah, just a nice little arch moment.
I mean, Mariah v. Mira, I want to see it.
Oh my God! It's the next. They could be on Versus together.
They should. They should be. Yes, I can't wait to hear Mira's countless hits versus Mariah.
It'll be Mariah's music versus Mira's acting performances.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
What was she nominated for her Oscar for?
She won the Oscar.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
For Mighty Aphrodite.
Okay.
Best Supporting Actress 1995.
Oh, congrats to her.
We all love Best Supporting Actress 1995. Mira Sorvino.
How do we not? Okay, so what else is going on this week? Okay, so every Britney Spears song got ranked by Rolling Stone.
I heard it was a bad ranking.
I heard it was a bad ranking too. And the thing is, I just want to go to the top 10, and I believe they put Toxic as #1.
Sure.
Which is like, sure, but like, I don't know that I would say it's #1. You know what I mean? Like, it's, even though it's like her most culturally impactful, would you say it's her best song? I just feel like it's so everywhere that it's impossible to.
But it's an understandable choice.
It's understandable. Sure.
There would definitely. The thing is with Toxic that I think is so great is that I believe I talked to you about this maybe on the podcast. Like, I was singing it in my head, you know, at work, and I remember thinking just like, there is no pop song you can compare this to. Just like sonically, like you just can't compare anything else. You've never heard anything like it. It is very unique. It is very unique. It was a giant hit. Did I just see Alien at 21?
You did. I'm trying to get to the top 10. It's really hard. Alien's at 21.
No. And
I don't hate Alien.
You like Alien.
I do like Alien.
But you can agree that 21 is.
It's high. I mean, I don't know that anything from Britney Jean should really count, because how much was that her vocal versus
Work Bitch should be up in
Work
there.
Bitch. Work Bitch
should be in the top 20.
But after that, Till the World Ends 18, too high. I really hate the Rolling Stone site when they do this. Boys at 17, too high.
Boys is fun.
Breathe on Me, 16, too low.
Okay.
Too low. That's top 4 right there. Heaven on Earth, too high.
Oh, you know I like Heaven on
15.
Earth.
Womanizer, 14.
I think you and I are both in agreement that Womanizer is a little overrated.
Yes.
Great, but like people maybe give it a little too many flowers.
Oops, 13. That's good. I maybe would go higher. If You Seek Amy, 12, too high. Like, I mean, am I being a bitch?
If You Seek Amy is great, but like 12 is a lot.
Stronger 11. I'd even go a little higher, maybe. I love Stronger.
Stronger's nice. That's never been one of my favorites.
Do you think 11 makes sense, or do you think that's too high?
I would put it lower.
Wow, give me more 10.
More 10. Oh, too low.
Too low. Every Time 9. I think that makes sense as far as her ballads.
Oh, I Want to Go.
I Want to Go is excellent.
I love I Want to Go.
I do think 8 might be a little high.
8 might be a little high, but I'm happy it's high.
I love that song.
Yes, it
really is a hit, and it was a giant success. What's all right? I'm a Slave for You is number 7.
Yes.
3 is number 6.
That's a little high.
That's a little high. Lucky number 5.
Oh no, Lucky. Look, listen. We were all preteens loving Lucky, being like, yeah, ooh, I love this song, but like, out of her whole discography since then, no. That should be nowhere near the top.
Where's Get 40. Naked? Oh, I love Get Naked.
There should be more album tracks.
There needs to be more album tracks.
Maybe One More Time 4
is
too low.
Too low. I agree. If we're gonna say like a really obvious, like everyone knows this Britney song and put it at number 1, put Baby One More Time number 1.
Oh well, yeah,
that's
Baby
a
One More Time
like Toxic. I like, but Baby One More Time.
How I Roll is number 3.
All right, that's a shock.
I'm just.
I should have looked at this list before we talked about it.
How I Roll is not bad.
Not bad. I'd say it's in the middle half of that album.
I'm sorry. What?
What is this?
What?
Most Glorious Moments. Fiendlessly Inventive Girl Noise.
I love how we did no research on.
We really didn't, but hey.
Piece of Me number 2, I'll take it.
Piece of Me number 2 is good.
I'll take it.
Piece of Me number 2 is good.
Where is Showdown?
I need to go. I'm going to go through and answer all our questions for next podcast. we can say the top 10 has some right turns and some wrong turns. I do just think if we're going to go big, obvious Britney single, I would rather Baby One More Time be number one. I think Oops should be higher than Lucky.
Oh my God, yes.
Like How I Roll should not be in the top 10 conversation. Breathe on Me is too low. But, you know, everyone makes their list.
Yeah, I would have loved to see. It's shocking that the only like album track on there is How I Roll.
I know. That's not the album track I'd pick.
Yeah, no. There are literally every album track on Blackout is significantly better than How I Roll.
And 3 is good.
3 is nice and catchy.
Top
and
40.
Fun. And yeah, top 40,
top
sure.
40, sure.
Top 40. Showdown should be.
Showdown.
We are both Showdown.
I mean.
And obviously, our national anthem, Phonography.
Yeah, where is
Phonography? Are bonus tracks on there?
I don't know, but that is
the fact that was a bonus track and not a giant single.
It's upsetting.
Very upsetting.
It's upsetting. Yes. When I told you when I first heard that song, I was like, this is what Gwen Stefani's going to sound like when she goes solo. So I don't. Sorry, Matt Steele just saw the headline. Sam Elliott rants about Jane Campion and Power of the Dog. So apparently there was an interview with Sam. Oh, no, I guess he was on Mark Maron's podcast and he ranted against Power of the Dog and director Jane Campion. First, he calls the movie a piece of shit. Wow. And then he makes some incoherent reference to the Chippendales dancers. That's what all these fucking cowboys in the movie look like, Elliott said. They're all running around in chaps and no shirts. There's all these allusions to homosexuality throughout the fucking movie. I think that's what the movie's about, Maron said of the film. And then he went on to say that Campion, a native of New Zealand, was out of her element tackling this particular genre. What the fuck does this woman? She's a brilliant director, by the way. I love her work, previous work.
Yeah, as if Sam Elliott has really sat through Bright Star. Like, maybe he has, but like if he has problems with the Power of the Dog, I don't foresee him watching the piano often.
What the fuck does this woman from down there in New Zealand know about the American West? And why in the fuck does she shoot the movie in New Zealand and call it Montana and say this is the way it was? That fucking rubbed me the wrong way, pal. What? It's just like, sir,
you're enunciating too much. It's more like, you won't talk about that piece of shit.
You know, it's always hard for me to hear Bradley Cooper's brother, Sam Elliott.
Okay, the fact that he's like, the fact that it was shot in New Zealand makes it not believable as the Wild Wild West. It's like, sir, you were very good in A Star Is Born. I will not take that from you, but like, I would venture to say that New Zealand is more believable as the Wild Wild West than you are as Bradley Cooper's brother. Like, they're all movies we've got to suspend our disbelief here. Like, we were all in that theater when it was announced that Sam Elliott is Bradley Cooper's brother in A Star Is Born, and we were all gasped.
It was all a shock every single time.
We're gonna go with this.
I just don't understand. Like, he realizes these aren't real, right? Like, this is a movie. Like, you've got to calm down.
And the funny thing is, it's kind of like you also realize that like the spaghetti western film, like those were all filmed in Italy, right? By like an Italian director, right. Like. You realize that none of this is, really. I think he was also very upset because like he's like, oh, these cowboys are all nothing, these chaps, and they walk inside the house and they're chaps and everything, and it's kind of like, well, that's the point. Like the point is to show like this. Maybe cowboys didn't do that in real life. They took their chaps off. I don't know what cowboys do, but the point is, like, he is such a brutish guy and he's such a gross, disgusting man that, like, he lays in bed in his chaps. Like, that's the whole point of the movie, is to show, like, this character's gross, toxic masculinity-ness, and that's literally what the whole point of the movie is about. And those cowboys, like, were not. Sam Elliott has never seen a Chippendale in his life. If he thinks that is what Chippendales look like I don't know. And
also, like, this is a work of fiction. Yes, like The Power of the Dog is not like a historical document. Like, it's not like, oh, we're telling the story of truth.
Well, no, but the thing is, it's like, okay, if he felt like it wasn't historically accurate, that's one thing. But also, the movie is about, a toxic masculinity through the eyes of A, the writer of the book, who is a gay man, and B, a woman who is the director. So it's like, this is what you assholes look like to gay men and women. Okay. It's a little exaggerated maybe, but like, this is what it's the same way when a straight director directs like sexy females and they're like, really exaggerated and everything, because it's through their lens.
Right. I'm sure he wouldn't complain about that.
Exactly. Yeah. So I found this whole conversation so funny. I mean, when you take out the subtle, it's funny until you think like, is this a little homophobic?
It's what it feels like from the outside looking in. I've not seen The Power of the Dog, and like, you know, don't care about Sam Elliott one way or the other. It jumps out as homophobic. It jumps out as homophobic and misogynist. It's like, so you hate this woman, but you love her previous work that you clearly have not seen. You hate the fact that there are allusions to homosexuality in the movie.
When the movie's literally about a homosexual cowboy and like his self-loathing, and it's
just like, guys, maybe we don't like. How old is Sammy?
I'm not sure.
Maybe he's done with interviews. Beyonce's done. He could be done.
Hey, you know, he had a good run with interviews.
He did.
You know, the fact that, but it's not the fact that he was just like, oh no, I didn't like this movie. He was the fact that calls the movie a piece of shit. Like that is like a movie would have to be really offensive to me personally for me to call a movie a piece of shit. Like I've said, you know, oh, I didn't like this movie, or oh, I like hated this movie or whatever. But like the fact that you, a famous person, is publicly calling the like #1 rated movie of the year a piece of shit, it's like, that's a little aggressive and kind of hilarious. But just because you don't really get that in the movie industry, like everyone is known to be very supportive, even if they don't like things, like they're very quiet about it. Just, you know, because they want to support each other. But he was very open and honest about it, which was kind of refreshing. But then
also kind of homophobic.
But then you think, oh no, it is kind of homophobic.
Right.
And so you're like, oh, well, I had a good laugh.
You know what? If it made you laugh, it did something.
He's like, you didn't like it? And he's like, fuck no.
Oh my God.
It's like, all right, let's go.
Normani's new single comes out in 18 days. The follow-up to her Cardi B assisted Wild Side is called Fair, and it's coming out on March 18th. Very exciting. And also,
when's the album coming out?
If I knew that, I would tell you. like that is literally
single, okay.
For anyone who likes Normani, that's the question you cannot ask.
All right.
It's like asking a Rihanna fan when the album's coming. It's like, you don't think I'm thinking that right now?
Did you see the video? This is off the topic, but that video where she walks in to whatever gala she's at, and someone's just like, you're late, and she just turns and she just goes, no shit.
Iconic.
It's
so good.
Yeah, this is why movie people are very different from music people.
Right.
Rihanna could get away with that. Sam Elliott couldn't get away with that.
No. And also I actually just read this before our Twitch began, but a new Dua Lipa and Megan Thee Stallion single is coming out on Friday.
Oh my God, this girl's just cranking out music.
I know. And it's also like, I love it because there were so many mashups of like, oh, I wish the Levitating remix featured Megan Thee Stallion, and people like doing a mashup of her verse. And of course, the baby, you know, is a fucking mess. And so you'd much rather work with the Megan Thee Stallion. And so I'm glad they actually got together and they put...
I'd rather have Sam Elliott featured on that song than DaBaby.
I mean, I would say no to both. I would say no to both. So excited that that's coming. Did you read that article about the Madonna biopic?
Oh, yeah, I didn't read the article, but I saw that she was putting them through the ringer.
I saw she's putting them through the ringer. The final list of people, it seems to be like the people auditioning for this Madonna biopic include Florence Pugh, Julia Garner, Sydney Sweeney from Euphoria, Barbie Ferreira from Euphoria, Bebe Rexha, which I found surprising, Alexa Demi, Odessa Young, Sky Ferreira, Emma Laird, I don't know her, are all reportedly auditioning. And like, from what I understand of the piece, that she's making the girls do like 11-hour choreography auditions with her choreographer, auditions with Madonna specifically, singing auditions, just like they have to be able to do it all. And it's like, you know, we love everyone. We love Madonna.
Yes.
How rigorous are these singing auditions? Like, this isn't the...
You know, she trained a lot for Evita.
I bet she did, and she sounds good on the Ray of Light album, but, like, I wouldn't. She's not fucking Whitney Houston. Like, and you couldn't, like, have her just lip sync. I don't know. I mean, I look forward to seeing what this is going to be. I'm concerned because she's directing and writing and doing everything. She already fired Diablo Cody.
I love that she's directing and writing. I'm so excited. It's going to be crazy.
I mean, it just is like, what % chance is it going to be good?
I don't know, but it is going to be crazy.
It's going to be crazy.
I'm excited. It's like Cats. It's like you just got to go in and be like, yes.
If there's a way you get me to not want to watch something, say it's like Cats.
I mean, the thing is, like, you know, Shay, she cares about who is going to play her in the biopic and everything. But honestly, like this rigorous audition process, this doesn't sound any more rigorous than like trying to put together a self-tape for some auditions that some actors have to do.
I hope that doesn't take you 11 hours.
It takes hours.
Really?
So, yeah, especially if you can't find a reader and you have to be like your own reader, record the background vocals and overlay them.
You're good at that, though. I've seen you do it. It's very impressive.
I'm phenomenal at it, but it takes forever. And you got to set up, you got to balance the camera on the books, on the chair. It's like, it's horrible and terrible. And so if I have to do it, these girls should have to do it too.
I love how you don't feel bad. This is like when we watch that fucking...
Oh, please. They're getting the auditions of their lives. Like, I would give anything to be at this audition right now.
I mean,
Madonna, pick me.
I was going to say, are you the next Madonna? I don't know.
Hey, I bet she'd consider it. She'd probably be like, he's interesting.
Oh, God. The first round of Oscar presenters has been revealed. Lady Gaga is going to be at the Oscars presenting.
Yes.
Along with Kevin Costner, Zoe Kravitz, Rosie Perez, Chris Rock.
Yo Jung-yoon. She won Best Supporting Actress.
And for what film?
For the Minari. Which you still have not seen.
I have not seen Minari.
Yes, and you and Jackson were talking about when I got the screener for it. You were like, oh, let us borrow the screener, let us borrow the screener. And you guys never did. You're just forgetting Best Supporting Actress Oscar winners left and right today.
I know, it really is really
Mira
bad.
Sorvino, Yo Jung-yoon.
I know.
Who's going to be next? Mary Steenburgen?
I would never forget.
Maureen Stapleton? Of course you wouldn't forget either.
Lindsay Lohan's coming to Netflix.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, she got two...
Speaking of future Best Supporting Actress Oscar winners.
It's nice to dream.
Hey.
She has two new Netflix movies coming out after her first Christmas movie. And so... 2-year deal with Netflix and a new creative partnership that was announced by the streaming giant today. Netflix released a statement saying, we're so happy with our collaboration with Lindsay to date, and we're thrilled to continue our partnership with her. We look forward to bringing more of her films to our members around the world. That's exciting.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see how she's doing. I mean, Lindsay Lohan is a really talented actress, and right. She had a moment. And I hope everything is good.
That's the thing.
She's feeling good.
I need to see her again. What was she? She was in a biopic.
Yes, she was in Liz and Dick.
Liz and Dick. I feel like I watched that.
Yes.
And that was tough.
But it gave us a great gift of I'm bored. I am so bored.
I do love that gift, and it has been a minute. And she also had an MTV reality show for a second there.
Did she?
Yes, Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club. It was trying to be MTV's Vanderpump Rules, and it was all about the employees working at her beach club. But she was there.
I completely forgot about this. And then she had that viral video where she was dancing like on the boat or whatever.
She's lived 1,000 lives.
She has, and we're excited for this new life, this new Netflix moment for her.
Yes,
I'm excited to see what happens.
All right, let's see what else. An I Am Legend sequel is happening with Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan.
All I know about that movie, I did not see it, but it made me late to class freshman year of college.
How did it make you late to class?
Because they were filming in Washington Square Park for like a month, and so you always had to walk around the park because it was all closed off. Yeah, there was even a Facebook group. Remember when Facebook groups existed? I
do remember that.
And one of the groups was an NYU group that was like Will Smith made me late to my class at whatever hall.
That's cute.
Yeah.
All right.
Good times.
There's a new Chloe single coming called Treat Me. She put out a clip of it. That's going to be great. I think that might be it for News for Idiots. Is there any other news that I might have missed this week?
I really have no clue. It's been a nothing of a week.
I mean, but we made it through, and that's what's important.
We're alive. We're here. I am COVID negative. I got a haircut.
Hey, those sound like wins to me.
Those are absolutely wins.
Absolutely, they are. Yeah. Well, let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Two Gay Mats, the podcast.
Well, here we are.
We are back again. Welcome back to Two Gay Mats, the podcast.
And we have no idea what segment this is going to be. We're just going to go with it.
And that's because we may not have gotten any emails this past week, which is fine. It's been an off week for all of us, for News for Idiots, for us personally.
But we do have a Twitch stream going where we're talking about a lot of different things, and they're giving us questions. And as you heard from the beginning of the podcast, one of the questions started a fight.
It did. And so, okay, let me just take you back.
All right.
50 minutes ago. Okay. Someone asks us, what is your favorite Girl Scout cookie? I begin going through, I begin describing, and I'm like, oh yes. And one I really like is Trefoils. Trefoils are great. They are shortbread cookies. There's nothing not to like about them. They're always the one I go for when I see a Girl Scout moment. Samoas I like as well. And Matt Steele, how do you feel about that?
I'm happy that you're happy. I still insist that trefoil is not a real word.
It is real.
Or a real phrase.
It is a real phrase.
I'm so sorry that you love such dry, tasteless. It's like I've ranted about vanilla on here before.
I love vanilla as well.
It's just like, this is just not a flavor that resonates with my taste buds. I'm so sorry about that. I've said multiple times on here, I do not like sweet things that have no flavor. Like animal crackers to me are the worst.
Animal crackers are amazing.
Animal crackers are the worst thing on the planet.
They are literally,
and shortbread is like animal cracker adjacent.
Trefoil. See that?
That's weird. That's not true. Is it trefoil?
No, it's trefoil.
I feel like that's a French word, and I feel like it's not pronounced trefoil.
It is pronounced. You can't say something is not what it is when I've told you it's what it is and shown you a picture.
Well, anyway, see, I could eat a shortbread cookie. I could not stomach an animal cracker. But anything in that sort of family, like caramel or like sprinkles, like stuff like that, like Italian biscotti cookies are just like so gross to me.
I think the thing is, it's for a more advanced palate. Like if you can taste the subtlety and the beauty of a plain cracker cookie, something that's just giving you a little sweetness on the tongue, it's really just, making you feel happy and warm and cozy and not overwhelming you with taste and flavor that's like really doing too much.
See, okay, here's the thing. I don't think it's a subtlety of the palate type thing, like sophisticated palate thing, blah, blah, blah. I think you're being a snob about that.
I am not.
Because I love a sophisticated taste.
Like what?
If it is like
what sophisticated taste do you love?
My favorite food on the planet besides soup,
oh my God,
and besides green apples, are plain pretzels. Yeah, so if something is a more bland taste, I prefer it to be savory or like a little like bitter or a little sour. Like if it's something is subtle, but a subtle sweet flavor, I can't do.
I would not call pretzels subtle in the slightest. They are covered in salt.
Okay, I wouldn't. But like a plain bread situation, like I could just like. To me, like very few things on this earth taste better than like a rye bread. Like just like, and the thing is that people in California don't appreciate, or people all over the country besides like the Northeast coast, I feel like don't appreciate the flavor of bread enough. The delicious flavor of bread. Like the fact that people like leave the crust of their pizza and do not eat it. It's like,
all right, I wouldn't do that.
Dare you?
I wouldn't do that.
And the fact that people feel like they need to always like dip their fries in something. It's like,
I don't know.
No, nothing is better than just a plain French fry.
You know what's better than that?
What?
A fucking shortbread cookie.
Listen.
Because it's giving you just a little sweetness. It's a dessert. It's like you feel classy when you have a little coffee after dinner and your little shortbread cookie.
I hate coffee too.
This is what I'm saying. This is just a more sophisticated palate that I have, and I think that's fine that you need something to bang you over the head. You want like a big chocolate sprinkle moment.
What did I say about sprinkles,
you like chocolate, darling, don't you?
I do love chocolate.
Yes.
Chocolate is great.
Because it's overwhelming.
No, it's not overwhelming. Okay. It's just a little. It's not the subtlety that's the problem. It's the subtle sweet.
Why? What's wrong with subtle and sweet?
Subtle and sweet is just gross to me.
I
don't like it.
I think it highlights the texture.
It's why I don't like whipped cream. I think whipped cream is disgusting. Like
whipped cream is great.
It's like it's like a violent taste in my mouth.
Violent. You don't think that's a little aggressive that you find the taste violent?
Listen, Sam Elliott is dramatic, and so am I.
Oh my gosh, I love that you want to be Sam Elliott now when you grow up.
Talk about how shitty whipped cream.
I know. Can't wait till you grow up and become a homophobe too. Yeah. It's gonna be a great day for all of us.
I'm homophobic against whipped cream.
I don't care if every listener and every Twitch watcher at the moment disagrees with me, because you know what? I know I'm right, and I can look at myself in the mirror tonight and tomorrow morning. Thanks all.
Well, one person on Twitch does agree with you that shortbread is good.
Does Matt work for shortbread cookies? Sorry, I don't want to just read the comments. I don't, but I'm right about them.
Also, how your favorite flavor of cake is like vanilla with vanilla frosting.
I do like it.
No,
it's it's a classic.
Also, I'm also not a cookie person. I don't love cookies. They're a little dry for me. They're a little, What
dessert do you like?
My favorite dessert is Jell-O.
It's like I'm sitting here with an 8-year-old. My God.
Jell-O is fucking great.
I like Jell-O as well, but again, I'm an adult.
King.
It's not king of desserts.
It's Jell-O is king.
All right. Well,
you know, I like a fruitier. I like fruit.
Oh, you like some fruity shock.
Oh, who's homophobic now?
Look, it was right there. What am I supposed to do?
What other questions did we have?
I don't know. I think we're all here talking about the shortbread, and I will scroll back up at your rude comments later because I can't have them at the moment.
I did think of something else I did this week.
Oh, what'd you do this week? Tell the people.
I'm taking care of my friend's cat. Like
right. You told me you were going to do that.
I'm going to her apartment because she's out of town, and I'm like feeding her cat. And
How was that?
She is putting me through the ringer with it. She is making me every time I go there twice a day.
Okay.
I turn on a movie for the cat.
What?
Apparently the cat likes to watch television.
Oh my God.
And guess what movie I turn on for the cat every single time?
West Side Story.
Devos, available now.
I love that you're using this as a promotional opportunity to get a cat to watch your film.
To get those streams. Hey,
know.
Listen, thank you, Charlie the cat. We love you. But yeah, I have to like turn on the radio. The cat likes the music. Got to open the blinds during the day and close them at night.
I mean, that part I get because, you know, you're basically taking care of the home. But like, I don't have pets. But it's hard for me to do things and being like, oh, well, the cat really likes when this scent is coming from the Glade plug-in. It's like this thing. It's a fucking cat.
Yeah,
like,
the cat is just like happy to be alive.
Exactly.
And honestly, the cat is happiest that you are just out of town and are leaving her the damn alone. Like, because cats don't like people.
I mean, the thing is, cats. I feel like they like the food and I feel like they can grow to like their people, but it's not like dogs where they're like, I fucking love you from the first time we meet.
Yes. Okay. Well, cats love people for like a couple seconds and then they're like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah. They, you know, some people are cat people, some people are dog people. I think as a person, I can be a little cat-esque when I'm first meeting new people. I feel like with people I love, I am more dog-esque. I am loyal. I am always there.
And you're a little goldfish-esque when it comes to best supporting actress winners.
That is all true. I will forget that immediately that happens. But yeah, I feel like I respect cats in that way. Like I like that you don't automatically love me just for existing.
You have to earn it.
You gotta earn it.
And sometimes you can try to earn it. You can try to earn it, and you will still never earn that respect.
Sometimes you're trying too much. They can smell the effort. You have to really like meet them where they are.
And that's the great thing. Like that's like it's the funny thing with cats is like you don't pet them. They like pet you. Like they rub up against you.
Right.
And then the second you like try to put your hand on them, they're like, what the fuck? And then you're like, okay, I guess you don't want to be pet anymore. Right. And then they rub up against you again and you're like, let me try this again. And they're like, what the fuck?
I know. And it has to be on their terms.
They want to be in control of the situation.
Hey.
Good for them.
I know, truly.
Yeah, and Charlie the cat, you know, she looked at me today and she was like, who the fuck are you? And
does she like you by the time you leave because you've done all her favorite things or whatever?
She doesn't hate me.
All right. I love that.
That's from a cat, I'll take that.
How long are you cat sitting? Not sitting really, but like taking care of the
I just chill with cat with Charlie for like 20 minutes.
But when does your friend come back?
Monday.
Monday. Okay.
Yes.
That's just tomorrow.
I'm about to see Charlie tonight. And
is it Charlie with an I or an IE?
I think it's with an IE.
Okay.
Yes. And so I'm about to see her after we get done with this podcast, and I hope she's still alive.
I hope that
because if Charlie dies while my friend is gone, I can't be the one to call my friend.
No,
that's
honestly one of the reasons why I would hate having to take care of someone's pet while they were away. Because like if something happened, even if it wasn't my fault, it would be my fault, you know. And I don't. That's so much pressure. I can't have that weight on my shoulders.
No.
So Matt Steele.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
What has been giving you moments, darling?
Okay, so there are, I guess, like a couple things I can talk about.
I'm excited.
First, I'll only talk about this for 5 seconds because you are all so tired of hearing about Big Brother. Like, you don't want to hear this shit anymore from me. But like, I have to say that I started Big Brother Canada. Yes. Now that Celebrity Big Brother's over, I started season 1 of Big Brother Canada, which aired in 2013, I believe, around this time of year, March. It's fucking great.
Really?
It's really, really good. The cast is really good. And they do really interesting things to, you know, as far as like twists go, which like can put some people at a disadvantage, which like we don't like it when like the twist really negatively affects someone. But like after having a bunch of seasons where it feels like nothing's happening, it's so great to see it like done. Like this one girl, one head of household, and she had to go to the head of household room right away, and the host was like, surprise, you have to make your nominations right now on the spot. And she was like, oh God. And so she was up in her room talking herself through it because she had 5 minutes to do it. But what she didn't know was that a camera was on her broadcast to the rest of the house as she was making these decisions.
No.
So her whole thought process was being broadcast to the rest of the house. So it's just like, you know what? It's a very unfair, but damn it, it's great. Like TV. It's so good. The next thing I will say, the State of the Union address, it was just so wonderful seeing a sane, kind human being making a speech and being like, oh, he knows what he's doing. It's great. It was just so lovely.
It's just like, Joe the Biden. Fact that we lived through that man as our president so recently and for as long as we did is like, it's horrifying. Like, it's truly like a fever dream that even happened. Oh,
it feels like it didn't even happen. But like the fact that like, you know, we're still like trying to clean up after everything.
Of course we are.
Is, you know, which is what makes it us remember, oh yes, it did happen. Yes. We can't forget about this. So happy Joe Biden is the president. He gave a wonderful speech. It was wonderful to watch. So that gave me some moments. I was like, yay. I was like, yay, sanity and like, I don't know, empathy and like kindness and just knowledge.
What novel ideas for a president.
I know, crazy. What were giving you moments?
Well, I feel like I'm talking about my reality show as much as, you know, Matt Steele is these days, but I must say that the reunion of Love is Blind was so wild. I do not want to spoil, so if you have not seen the finale or the reunion of Love is Blind, skip this part because I'm about to talk about it. Shake, who was going to be getting married to Deep T before Deep T was like, I will not marry you. You have been talking shittily about my body this whole season. I know. They go to the reunion and Shake literally from the get-go will not shut the fuck up. Like he's jumping into, like they're not even talking about his story with Deep D. He's jumping into everyone else's stories. I mean like, well, I mean, if we're all being honest, you probably just did that because you were trying to stay on the show. And like, we, you know, and this show isn't even about finding a wife. It's about like, you know, I would want it to be Love is Blurry because we all have our own preferences physically. Like I do want to like be able to easily carry a woman on my shoulders at a thing. And so I've decided, even though he showed growth throughout the show on this whole superficial issue, he's like, I'm doubling down on how I was at the beginning. Like a true villain choice. And it's like, I don't know if he's doing this just to be a real life troll and like upset everyone, but it seemed like everyone on stage was against him. There's this girl, Shayna, who literally went to this guy, Shane, and was like, you and your, you know, wife have such a fake relationship and we all know it. And she came off smelling like roses because Shake was such a piece of shit. Everyone on stage was like talking about how horrible he was, and he never shut the fuck up until Deep D was like, I let you into my home and you met my parents and they had to watch you talking about talking about my body in such a disgusting way this entire season. And you haven't changed at all. And like, all I can say is like, there's a reason everyone on the stage fucking hates you.
Yeah.
Like there's just a reason.
That's all you have to say.
And
it's like,
as much as Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey are mostly useless throughout the entire season of this show, Vanessa was like, I really thought you had grown and you are still such a piece of shit. You are just looking for someone to fuck and you are looking over this incredible goddess with a beautiful soul, a beautiful heart. And Shake is like, look, I can't help who I'm attracted to. Like, if I'm being honest, every girl here is a beautiful woman. Everyone here is gorgeous, but the only person I'm attracted to is Vanessa, meaning the host, Nick Lachey's wife.
Oh my God.
And it's like, bitch,
that's
Shake,
a wreck.
have you seen a mirror? Like, you are a 5 at best. And this is before your personality, which knocks you down a million pegs. It makes you so sick to watch. And it's like, what is your long-term goal? Like, are you doing this just to upset people, just to get like followers or viewership? Because like your actual reputation is going to be so harmed. So many eyes are on this. And the fact that you had this like format to kind of say I was an asshole and I take responsibility for what I did and I
watched it over
and I've thought about it and I just don't want. He was like, no, I've decided to double down on being the worst person on planet Earth. So he is he's like my villain of all time, an awful person.
I mean, the fact that all she had to do was say, look at how people are reacting to you.
Yeah.
And she won the argument.
Right.
Like,
And it was exciting because there was a surprise, like Deepti might have a man, and a man who was also on the show. I, again, don't want to spoil for people who haven't watched.
Okay.
I'm excited, but it was actually a very good season of television. I was very invested. Shake is just the worst person I've ever seen with my own eyes. But I really enjoyed the show, and I couldn't recommend it enough.
Well, shit.
Shit, man.
I would watch it if I wasn't already watching so much old reality TV. My roommate comes home like every night and he's just like, Matt's stealing his natural habitat. And it's either me like watching an episode of reality TV that's over 10 years old,
of course,
or me sitting at the table eating a piece of fruit.
I love those are your two modes.
Those are my two modes at night.
That does seem right.
And he's just like, this is all I see you do.
And after Now That Love Is Blind is over, I'm going to finish up Succession. We have 2 episodes left to watch, and my mom is actually cutting the cord, and so I need to finish watching this HBO Max shit quickly.
Oh no,
because it's about to be gone.
Mrs. Palmer, no.
It's the right move. Like, I cut the cord years ago, and it's for the best. But then I think I am going to try to dive into Euphoria.
Okay.
And I'm like, what is that going to be like? Is it going to be really intense for me? You know, I don't like dark stuff. I don't like drugs. I want people to be happy, but maybe I'll enjoy it. I know it's fictional, and I want to support Zendaya.
It's very entertaining. Like, the acting is really, really great.
Did you watch the first season?
I watched the first season.
But you haven't watched the second yet.
I watched the first season because I was flirting with a guy at a wedding.
The best reason to do anything.
And he was like, you should really watch Euphoria. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so going to.
Oh my God.
And so I watched Euphoria for a guy, which is so pathetic.
Was he in LA?
He had like just recently moved out of LA, but he like still had friends in LA. So like he could come to town.
Hey, are you in touch?
No, not for a while.
No.
But what are you going to do?
What can you do?
But I did enjoy the first season, and I was very much like, when it first came out, I was like, I'm not watching this because I'm very like not about like, oh, we're teenagers and we all do drugs, and we all have sex, but like, it's like, no, this is great. Like, it's really like the way the story was told was really interesting, and I was really invested.
Well,
so
hey, you should probably, once I get to season 2, we should be like staying up to date, even though we're already behind.
We are way behind.
So we can talk to the podcast about it. It seems like people like it and love it, and so I would love to talk about it on the show.
Yeah, are we going to be like my friend who like started Game of Thrones like season 1 like 2 years ago and was posting like Instagram stories and it's like, girl, you're like you missed it.
This is more
sorry.
current than that. We're only 2 seasons behind. People are, and honestly, it's not coming back until 2024, so people are going to want to hear other people's thoughts about what the show is right now.
True.
So,
we could put up the Euphoria reaction stuff like now, and then like 2 years from now when the new season comes out, people will be right on find us again, and then the video will go viral.
These are all good ideas.
These are great ideas.
Oh, guys. Well, I think that's it from me. Is there anything else you need to tell the people?
No.
Well, guys.
Fuck no.
Oh, God. I'm going to say goodbye to you all and to Sam Elliott. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. We'll be back next week with more 2K Mats, the podcast.
Bye.
Bye.